I'm wondering if we have a $475 million winner in the room, as a lot of folks know, right down the road. The winning lottery ticket was purchased right here in Rockingham County. That was pretty exciting last night. Look, New Hampshire's a great state. You've heard me talk about it before. I've been on this campaign almost a year. When I announced in Salem, right here in Rockingham County, I announced back in September, because I knew to be governor of this state, you got to travel. And you got to visit the cities and towns and talk to the people. Here, listen to them. What's important to them? What's going on in this state? And then take that and combine that with the issues that I see are prevalent. What's going on in my business, what's happening in my family, what I see going on in the executive council. And then you can drive forward with real solutions for the people in Concord. We are a great state, but we need a governor. We need a governor that really understands how the policies, what we're doing in Concord, truly affects people and their lives. I have 800 employees at Waterville Valley. What happens in business today is a heck of a lot different than what happened in business 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 5 years ago. I've had to sit with employees and explain to them what Obamacare is doing to my business, preventing us from investing in capital. I have a husband and wife that's worked for Waterville Valley for 30 years. They work hard in the winter, 60, 70 hours a week. They love it. They run my lifts. They take a couple months off and they come back and they work in my maintenance crew in the summer. 30 years they've been doing it. They're family. And I had to have the conversation with them that they had to pick either winter or summer, because Barack Obama and Washington mandates that we have let come into this state are now dictating how I can run my business and limiting, because they're now qualified as full-time employees. And it was going to cause a chain reaction of $250,000 to my business. I am living these burdens like so many other business leaders are. Our lack of a long-term energy policy, I deal with it day in and day out. Business taxes, I pay them day in and day out, and let me tell you, it's oppressive. Our massive amounts of regulation. We need a stakeholder as governor, someone who plays by the same rules as everybody else and truly understands how this stuff impacts. I talk a lot about education. First and foremost, Common Core has to go. There's no place in this state more. Washington, D.C. has their claws right in us than in our classrooms, and I'll tell you how I know it. Because my kids are in those classrooms, and my kids are taking those tests time and time and time again, and practicing for these tests over and over. There's nothing educational about that. And I talk about the invisible handcuffs we put on teachers. Teachers are wonderful. They know exactly what to do. We have to let teachers do what they do best. Teach our kids with core curriculum, not sit there day after day and practice for a test. And we need a governor who doesn't sue a school district like Croydon, like Governor Hassan did, because they wanted to exercise some school choice. A governor that schools a school district for exercising school choice. That is deplorable. That is deplorable. Finally, we have the opioid crisis. This is a crisis that has been going on not for a year, not for 2 years, but for 10. Since almost the first day I came into the executive council, we were approving contracts for folks to get help with substance abuse. But for too long, we have elected officials that don't want to talk about it, that only talk about it during election years when it's politically advantageous. That's not right. This is a fight that has to keep being fought day in and day out. When you have 1,000 lives lost in the past 2 years, we're on track for another potential 500 this year. The number of families that are getting torn apart by this is unconscionable. That is not the New Hampshire I grew up in. I know it's not the New Hampshire a lot of you grew up in. We need to change. And if there's ever a time for change, 2016. That's what 2016 is all about. We want someone different. We want someone that's going to bring energy and tell it like it is and vote for the constituents first every single time. Irregardless of what the political ramifications are going to be, it's about having a governor and having a leader that you know will put the 1.3 million of this people in this state first every single time. It's what I've done as counselor. It's exactly what I'm going to do as governor. But I need your help. We got to stay positive. We got to stay energetic. We got to get people mobilized. You know, this is a different time. It isn't about the negative politics we see. We are all disgusted with that. I can tell you, I am on the national level. It's disgusting. It drags people down. That's why we're having so much trouble getting people excited about anything political now, because they're so disgusted. This is New Hampshire. We do things differently. We believe in local control. We energize our neighbors. We talk to our coworkers. And we understand that local control is what is really going to turn things around. When New Hampshire people do it New Hampshire's way, we do it better than everybody else. I believe that in my heart of hearts. And that's the attitude I'm going to bring back to the state house. We can go to the steakhouse too. Look, it's great to see everybody here. Thank you for the time. Get behind me. This is the year to win. This is the year to win. Thank you guys for all your support.